Like and subscribe right now. The USS Alaska is going to fire all 6 batteries at your house tonight.
Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video where today we're testing the April Fool's testbed thing, because as we know, April Fool's for War Thunder is used as a testbed, because that's how we got like the Fox 1, 2, 3 missiles. So this one's World War 1, and I really hope they keep this. This was a lot of fun to play. So in this video we're going to be looking at mainly the French side of things, because I just couldn't find a game with Germany. There was no games with Germany, so this is all French. I got a few kills with the Saint Chamond, great tank. And then I used both the bomber and the fighter, the Spad and the... I don't know what the name of the bomber is. But anyway, tank gameplay, it's alright, bit boring, because we all just kind of sit in between no man's land and fire rounds at each other. So it's not the most entertaining thing in the world, and I'm not really a fan of tanks anyway. But the aeroplanes. This is the French aircraft, the Spad V11, I think. This is what it looks like in the cockpit, and this is what it looks like. It's a very good looking aircraft. I think, personally, they should keep this in the game, so like the next major update should be World War 1 based, because they've gone all forward with technology, so like S-33, SU-33, F-18s, radar, Fox 3s, SAM sites, radar-based stuff, IR stuff. I think they should go back in time and start doing older stuff like World War 1 stuff, because they clearly have the assets to do it, because this proves it. I don't know how they do it, maybe aerialistic smaller maps, much smaller maps, because these things are slow. Anyway, so here I'm in the Spad and we're shooting at the Russian ground unit thing. Surprisingly, we're actually penning. I think it's like a 7.7 and we are penning. Anyway, max throttle, and we're going to climb away, get some altitude. Anyway, as I was saying, I don't know how they do it, maybe really small maps, but then I don't know. This is a Zeppelin, by the way. This is the German version of the bombers we can get. The huge things. They're terrifying. But very easy to take down, so I guess it's balanced. I guess you could have the Zeppelin and the bombers spawn at like 1,000 foot, or 1,000 meters. Or like 500, no, maybe 1,000 meters up. And then the planes take off. And there's like a, I don't know how far, like a mile, 5 miles, I don't know how long. Because these planes are so slow, it takes forever to get to the battlefield, so I don't know how big they could make the maps for aerialistic. But you can make it like, for example, 3 miles, take off, climb to a bit of altitude, and then dogfight in the middle and fly back. I don't know how you do it, and it'd have to be grass runways as well. You'd have to have multiple of them or something. I don't know how they do it, but I really hope they keep these in the game. Or they could do it how they did now, so have like a specific lineup of just World War 1 based stuff like this now, but not an event, like an actual thing. And when you play, it helps research tech tree vehicles, if that makes sense. But yeah, I really do hope they keep these aircrafts and tanks in the game. And they're also quite durable, considering. Like, the aeroplanes especially are very durable. If you look at helicopters, specifically, they have no armor and take a lot of damage, and so do these things, which is quite surprising, actually, which I also do quite enjoy, because it means dogfights are quite good. Anyway, so here I am testing the max rip speed of the Spad. I got it to about 336 max speed, and it just wouldn't accelerate past 336, I think it was. Let's have a look. 3, 310, 320, 330, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't get it past 336. If you do get it past 336, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's me testing the max speed of the aircraft, and now this is where the issues arise, because now I'm really far away from the battlefield. I have to do a whole turnaround, which bleeds a lot of this thing's speed. And to be fair, they have good stall speeds, like very good stall speeds. You can like keep flying this thing at 60 kilometers an hour speed, and it will stall, but it can still fly. So it's got really good stall speed, which is good for dogfights. But the guns are really weak, which, yeah, like expected. And the engines are also really weak, which once again is expected. But that's going to be the issue if they add these into the game. Either they make the maps smaller, well, the specific maps for these planes smaller, or they make the engines more powerful, but that isn't realistic, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but I really hope they keep these in the game, because I've been wanting World War 1 stuff for ages. And Aces of Thunder is now, that's the VR version of War Thunder, but that's said to have World War 1 stuff as well. So they might as well just add it in, and I think either this update or the next update they will do it. What I have found with this fight specifically, it does not have good rudder control, but that's to be expected with World War One airplanes. I think they could add a lot more World War One things than just the Spad and the Fokkers, because that's all they've got. This one and the other one. I think they could add a lot more. There's a lot of ground attack vehicles they could add. I'll put a clip of Battlefield 1 in now of all the, well, not all of them, but an attack aircraft they could use, and they could make it so you can make it so you can have unguided rockets, because I don't know if they did, but I'm like 90%, no, I'm not, about 50% sure they had unguided rockets in World War One. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if they did. But that would also just add to both the ground attacking and ground RB level of this. Yeah, so I think there's quite a few aircraft they could add, and there's a lot of tanks they could add. There's a lot of German tanks, there's a lot of British tanks they could add, and French tanks to be fair. Anyway, so over to War Thunder. We've got the Spad V111, I think it's called. And this shows once again the issue with these airplanes. Once you drop your altitude, you're not getting it back unless you do a very long climb, which some players will do, but most players just want to get into the action, so won't. I guess it helps me out in this circumstance, but you'll see there's the rudder issues as well. You'll see I struggle to keep up with him, and I get a lot of that. Anyway, start firing at this fucker. There's not really much you can do. He's just trying to speed away from me, but he can't because we've both got crap engines and wooden props. Yeah, so I just keep peppering him with these 7.7s. They sound really good, by the way. Anyway, severe damage. He's not pulling up. It's straight into the ground. I get tickled from somewhere. But because this plane is wooden, it just goes in through one end and out through the other. The only real reason you're going to go down in this aircraft is A, you have enough holes in you to stop you being aerodynamic, or B, the engine's out, or C, the wings come off. But that won't be from that won't be from ripping your wings through turning or through speed. Anyway, there's the second Fokker fighting my Spad. He lost his gear leg. The Spad is spiraling out of control violently. I go for a little bit of a head-on, get a few hits. He does some fancy footwork flying. I try and dodge his bullets. He hits the centre of my aircraft, but like I said, it's just wood, and it hasn't aerodynamically damaged me enough to bother me. I'm getting shot from other areas, but it's okay. Yeah, I think if they added this as like an update, they could do, I don't know, 0.1 BR rating. No, yeah, 0.1 BR instead of 1.0, because for this it says 1.0, and this against like an I can't remember what's it, 1.0, like a Panzer, is not ending well. So I really do think a 0.5 battle rating, where it's just these vehicles and you can't get up to it, would be really good. And if you add these sort of maps, more vehicles, more airplanes, because I'd happily grind the airplanes. And if you made it aerialistic mode as well, I think that would be really good as well. Granted, there isn't enough room, well, there is too much room, sorry, for the aerialistic stuff, to have an aerialistic map for them. So maybe if you just use like a ground realistic map, but with air, that could work actually. If you get this map, but put airfields really close to the edges of them on both spawns, it could work, and that's how you could do an aerialistic version of these planes. And I would happily grind through World War One stuff, happily. Might take a while, but I'd happily do it, because I've been wanting World War One airplanes for a while. And tanks, not so much, but I'd still grind the airplanes. Anyway, moving on. This is now the bomber for the Allied side. Here's the interior, the cockpit even. Here's the bomb sight. It's quite a standard bomb sight. It's like every other bomber in the game ever. Wouldn't worry too much about it. This is where the bombs are held. You get 8 of them, 2 50-pound bombs. I'm seeing if there's anyone on the straight line. There's not. Here's the dead zones of the bomber. He's got, obviously, dead zones right at the back, which is quite bad. But around the fronts and the sides, that aeroplane is not going to have a good day. Anyway, here's the engines right next to the pilot with wooden props as per for World War One. Gear leg 4, wheels unretractable. There's the bombs, no bomb bay. It's quite a standard World War One bomber. For bombers, I think if they did an aerialistic, so they'd use this map, but obviously get rid of the A point, B point, C point, put airfields just over there to make it a really short takeoff, and fly to the battle. And then bombers maybe spawn at 1,000 foot. Yeah, maybe about 1,000 meters above the airfields and maybe a little bit forward of the airfield. I think that could work. And then there's like 3 bases or 2 bases, whatever. And yeah, but I would happily grind World War One aircranes. I think it's a great idea. And if this test bed, because as we know, War Thunder uses April Fools as a test bed for things, because that's how we got the missiles and stuff, like I said at the start of the video. But if this is a test bed for World War One aircraft and tanks, I hope they use it, because it is such a good idea. I've been wanting it for ages, and I generally think it's a good idea. Like I said, downside, engine power. They're going to have to rescale a lot of maps or redesign a lot of maps, but they could just use it. They could literally use this map and add a few extra planes. Like I showed you the Battlefield 1 clip. I'm sure there's loads of other planes. There's like the SA-5 for Britain. There's a triplane for Germany, which would be fun to use. There's some French things. There's an Italian thing. There's so many things this War Thunder could do with this, and I highly hope that they do it. And there's 2 bomb kills. I highly hope they use them. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below if you would play World War One vehicles, because I happily would. But let me know if you would, and tell me your thoughts below about World War One. Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Should they invest in this idea, or should they stop doing it now because it's going to end in a fiery ball of flames? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll be sure to read them all. I'll see you in the next video. It will probably be another World War One video. Peace out.